Hey everybody, welcome back. Episode 7 today. We are standing outside the barn and our little crop field. Really appreciate y'all stopping by again. I'm gonna just tend to the veggies today and kind of discuss what our plans are. Last two episodes, we've spent a considerable amount of time inside of the Nether, making a lot of advancements there, fighting off a lot of baddies, and we've got all of our brewing stands made, and potions are up and running now, so I think we can get back to something a little bit less scary and focus on some building. And the reason why I'm starting out here next to the crop field is because I want to do something with a new farm. This is just super basic and it's met our needs, but it's now time to upgrade. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and decide where we want to put our new farming location at. So I think this spot right here, real close by, is going to be just sufficient enough. We don't need to go too far away. We want to keep everything kind of centralized here so we can end up building our base and eventually some type of community here. So I have a idea of what I want to build here. Now this is not going to be my original concept by any means. I've built this design in the past and I'm going to give credits to the original designer, who is Avomance. I'll make a link in the description that goes right directly to his build. This thing is incredible. So what we're going to build is we're going to build a crop farm, but it is also an iron farm. So the way this thing works is that we're going to section out a 23 by 23 square here, and then we'll divide our farms up into 3 separate sections. The fourth section over here will be utilized for an iron farm, and I'll explain as we go on how exactly that's going to work. Okay, with our 23 by 23 square here, we're going to go ahead and find the very center, mark that location, and then I'm going to bring all this up and terraform it into the same height. We want to make sure that the area has at least 6 solid blocks around the entirety of this below it, meaning that if we go to this level right here, which is the level that we want it on, we'll have to dig down, and we want to make sure, and I've done this before so I know that we're safe. We want to make sure that there's a 6 block gap all the way down that's of solid stone in order for us to build this as a foundation on. The reason being is that we don't want anything spawning underground. We want our iron golems eventually, whenever we get that aspect of our farm built, we want them to be able to spawn just in one designated location that we choose. So let me go over here, sleep real quick, and then I'm going to start terraforming that area for us. Okay, great. So I've went ahead, made the 23 by 23. That's the center point there. I've terraformed everything up to meet the same level. And now we're going to go ahead and start on the other parts of it. What I'm doing now is I'm just going to go ahead and mark some inner ring locations. So the first one we're going to want to do is from the center there, you're going to want to do one on the outside, a 3 by 3. And then a secondary one on the outside of that is a 7 by 7. So I'm going to go ahead and mark these up just so we know the locations of everything. All right, we need to decide which one of these is going to be the front face of this thing. And I think the facing is going to be towards the barn here. So I kind of want a path to wind through both of these areas. Other various things dotted along in here, but this will be one of the main features. We can come along in here and step into our area where we have our crops and our iron farm. So this will be our front here. With the center all done, we're going to go ahead and make our secondary area here. This is going to end up being our area that's going to hold our iron golems. So I'm going to go ahead and mark out this location. All you're going to do is just come out from the third place, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to go out 5 from both sides, 1, 2, 3, out 5, and then just connect them. It's going to make a nice holding area, and this is going to be perfect for our iron golems to spawn in. I'm also going to go ahead and just mark out the outer ring location. We are going to go with 3 different types of crops. That way we have plenty of choices for all of our animals that we have inside of there. So Let's go ahead and divide off each one of these sections as well so we can see what we're going to be looking like in the future, where we're going to position our farmers. All right, so we're going to go to our corner right here. We're going to count 1, 2, and then we're going to start a small area where our villager is going to end up standing. I'm going to go ahead and box this in just a little bit more as well. This will signify where he's going to be standing. So we're going to do that here, here, as well as right over there. So let's get that done real quick. Awesome. We've got our 3 cells. 1, 2, 3. They're all built up. Moving on to the next phase here, we're going to go ahead and do the center portion. In this center portion, you can use any building block you'd like. So with that in mind, I'm going to use oak logs. And I'm going to put them all the way around except for this 3-block gap right here. That's going to be just an entrance for us to walk in and out of for right now. And this is purely preference, whatever you'd like to do. If you don't want oak logs, you don't have to use oak logs. But I like the aesthetic of them. I think they look pretty cool for now. So we're going to go along here. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave out the center portion. I like to have a little window in here, so we're going to go ahead and leave that out for now. And we'll do the center part as well. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and strip the outside ring. Give it just a little bit more contrast. Okay, it's time to go ahead and move on to putting some beds in there. I need to go grab a little bit of wool. All right, so you're going to need 4 beds, so that is 12 pieces of wool. Go ahead and make all those into beds real quick and bring them back up there and we'll put those in place. All right, so what you're going to want to do is put them at the corners here. So to do that is that if that's the corner, you put it here, just to where the head of the bed there is sitting on each one of the corners. All right, I'm going to keep on building this up around here. Okay, let's go ahead and place our glass panes in here. We'll set our logs on top. And chop, 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 chop. And now we're going to want to put a roof on this thing. And we're going to want to do half slabs so nothing can spawn on top. So just going to go ahead and start on the tops of these. And once you get to this point, leave the center open. You don't want to do that yet. So additionally, you don't really have to even raise this all the way up yet. We're still going to be moving around some entities and stuff like that in here, so don't fret too much about this center portion quite yet. But like I said, make sure you leave open that because we're going to use that soon. So on Avomance's video, I know you're probably thinking, well, you know, this part right here has to be open. It will be, I promise. For me, it was easier to just go ahead and do it this way. Trap my entity inside of here, my zombie, which we're going to need to trap a zombie later. We'll trap our zombie inside of there, and then we'll seal it up afterwards. It's really not that difficult to just go ahead and add some blocks like such afterwards, and then it's all sealed up. So not a problem, guys. We can come back to that. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and make our area where our iron golems are going to spawn, and our iron will be collected. So you see I already started a couple blocks here. We're going to go ahead and bring this all the way around. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of stone for some variation there. Pop. And we're going to take a couple of stone walls. I need to make just a few more of those real quick. And it does not matter what kind you make either. Again, we'll just do a little bit of variation in there. And whoop, there they go. All right. So this is our trapping area here. Once the bottom area is done, we're going to come to the corner here. Put one in the corner. And just like that. Okay, so we've got a little 2x2 wall here. We'll go ahead and finish this out on this side. And before we finish up and close ourselves, we want to put our killing mechanism in here as well as our collection. So in order to put the collection, we actually don't need to break out this block here. We need to break out that block right there. So we'll fill that back in. This is where a hopper will go. And then our chest will go right over there. Hello. Sorry, you Bernie. And one right here. Bye-bye. So, so those are our signs. We'll grab a bucket of lava. We'll place our lava right there. All right. And with our lava, plop, right there. you'll see that it kind of tricks the game in order to hold the lava. This will come in handy with a multitude of various farms for various reasons. It can do that with water as well. Now that we've got our collection in place, we're going to go ahead and make a spot for the iron golems to get pushed into and some way to get them pushed over there. So we'll need to place some water. Now do not place it directly onto the wall here. It will waterlog the wall. So what you want to do is you want to put it on this and that. That way it gets the momentum pushing and it will push the iron golems into that lava there. Now we can go ahead and refill our bucket from the center and do the same for this side. Perfect. Now all those water sources are pushing towards that area. Okay, with the water put in there, now we can go ahead and finish up our collection area. With the chest in there, you won't be able to open it unless you have either a half slab or a stair. So we're going to go ahead and throw a couple stairs in here. So it's upside down. Now with all that done, you can go ahead and access the chest. Everything will be good. It's fairly hidden away. And this is a completely working iron farm. I know it doesn't look like it, but it will be very soon. I'll explain how in here in a little bit. Alright, with our central location completed, we can go ahead and start on our pods over here. I've already got it dug out a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to put a double chest down here. Then we're going to slip 2 hoppers right there. And that will be our collection. Then we're going to go ahead and put our building blocks up. And up. And over here we need a stair. Let's go ahead and use a stone stair for now, why not? So use a stone stair there, that way it's still accessible. And we need a rail. Do we have any rail on this? No, we'll just make a rail real quick. It's more than enough. We'll put a rail there. And we need a minecart with a hopper on it. On top of there. And then we put a stone slab there to prevent anything from rolling out. And then we need to put a cap on this bad boy. There, 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 there. And I think, oh man, perfect. Pow, pow. Nice. Alright, and as far as the back over here, you just slip you a window pane in there. And that's good. That's it. That's one singular pod all done. So all I'm going to do is do the exact same thing over here and whoop, way over there. So as soon as we get those 3 done, then we'll move on to the next spot. So I completely forgot about one very important aspect. Go ahead and break this, and you're going to want to find just the rail right there, not necessarily the hitbox of the minecart. You want to find it to where it just outlines the rail. And then break that rail. You want the minecart to sit just flat directly onto the top of the hopper there. I apologize about that. Pull that out of there real quick. And we'll wrap up our second stall, and I'm moving on to the third one. Well, we're making pretty good progress now. We're done with some good portions of this. We've got each one of our cell blocks here made for our villagers. Sorry. But we'll put some villagers in each one of these. It's time to go ahead and start sectioning off these areas, though, so we can start designating which area is going to be just for crops and which area is going to be for villagers or non-spawnable locations. So let me get my bed out of here, clear that space there, and we need to make a good chunk of fences, and I'll show you where exactly we're going to start placing those. Alright, I've made plenty of fences, so we're going to come to each one of the corners of our building here and go all the way out. This is going to designate off each one of our areas. This area here will be a non-spawnable location, while this area here is going to be our area for our crops and our farmer. So we're just going to continue to go along here. Alright, with some fence gates in hand here, we can go ahead and start designating which area we want as far as what crop. So I'm going to put a couple of fences in there, a gate there. We'll go ahead and pop out our indicators. And I'm going to leave that one there as a fence gate. And on mine, I actually like to have these as pass-throughs as well. So I'm going to go ahead and open up all these there, and that way we can easily walk around and travel between each one of our crops. All right, now that we have our fence gates up, I'm going to go ahead and come to the very center of this area, throw in some water, half slab it. Now that will continue to be a waterlogged block. Then we can go ahead and put our composter on top of that. We'll put a fence post there and throw a torch on top of it for now. We'll probably come back and end up changing that up. We'll put a lantern or some kind of more intricate source of light there, but for now I think that's going to be sufficient. So at this point we can go ahead and till our ground and begin to plant whatever kind of crop we want, and that will grow as we finish up the rest of our farming area and obtain some villagers. That will be probably the most difficult part of this, is going to be obtaining a villager. The zombie, not too much. What we're going to do is we're going to end up trapping a zombie in the center here who's going to scare a couple of villagers that we have inside of here, which game mechanics would go ahead and spawn an iron golem to protect them. The way we have this area set up, the only spot an iron golem can spawn is in this pool. Of course, in this pool, he's going to slowly get pushed into the lava spike or the lava knife. Once he is in there, he'll slowly take damage, he'll die, and his drops will be developed in here. The farms, on the other hand, will continue to go in the background, and there'll be a farmer villager in here who will try to throw food to another villager that we have set in here. Whenever he is throwing that food, it will sometimes, the vast majority of the time, fall into that hopper instead of being thrown to the villager. So he's throwing the food to us. Now we'll need to take a trip over to our village, way over there in the distance, and obtain some villagers. But that'll be here in just a few minutes. We'll need to wrap up just a little bit more of this before we go grab them. So let's get all of our farms done, get all of the areas sectioned off, put all of our composters in, get everything waterlogged, get all of our soil tilled, and get each one of these areas devoted as a crop. I think we're going to go with carrots, potatoes, and wheat. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. I'll tell you what. So at first, I'm sure my rudimentary, terrible explanations were probably confusing some of you guys. So I'm hoping this will finally give you an idea of what we're looking at. So each one of these cells, like I said, is going to be a devoted spot for just farms. This last cell over here is an iron farm. And then the center part right there is the portion that is triggering the iron farm to work. So this big location here is basically just one singular cell, even though it's kind of divvied up into separate ones. But these ones are going to be our farming crops. So if we accomplish nothing else today, this is really good, because now we have 3 separated individual areas to collect our crops in, and they're very protected, well lit. So at this point, the next step is to go over here to the village and obtain some villagers. We also need to breed a few of those villagers in order to get the numbers that we need. We need 2 villagers per cell over here, per farmland. So there's 2, 4, 6 there. Then we need another 4 inside to fill up the beds. So that's 10. 10 villagers total in order for this to work at full capacity, where we don't need anything else. And that will develop 3 various types of crops. Or if you want to, like I said, you could fill out each one of these with only 1 crop if you wanted to. Like we could do all just wheat or all just beetroot, whatever, if we're really pushing for one. But I think it's going to be advisable to go ahead and separate these out into 3 individual kinds. And then not to mention just the ridiculous amounts of iron that we'll get out of here, which we really, really need, because we've yet to get full diamond gear yet, or any of our full enchantments. And that is another reason why I want to go ahead and start bringing villagers over, is so we can possibly get one to be a librarian. And with a librarian, we can get mending. And that will be a huge step towards our future. So Let me finish up here a little bit. I'm gonna wrap some things up, store some of these building materials away, and then we're gonna head over there to our local village with a bunch of vegetables and see if we can get them to do a little bit of breeding for us. Well, I've been over here at the gardens, and I've been taking turns on swapping between the potatoes and carrots and farming up as many as I can. I've got a decent little bit going here, so I think it's time to head on over there to the village, set up some extra beds for all these villagers, and see if we can get some breeding going on. So let's take Jeffrey over there and head over to the village. We got to come over here soon and get a cat, guys. I think I'm looking for a little bit of companionship, so we'll start off with some humans over here, or I think these guys are humans. Hello, everybody. How are y'all today? All right, let's get to work. First off, I'm going to come through and I'm going to make sure that all their crops are up to date. Some of them are broken and stuff like that. So I'm going to get all these hooked up. And as a matter of fact, this guy right here had some melon seeds. They never grew, but now we have melons. That's fantastic. So that's a good little find. I'm starting to put some beds in any available spaces I see. I'm going to go ahead and throw another one in here and just pile them up. I think we just pile these things up in here as much as we can. I need y'all to be friends and be friendly. I'm going to move all these guys as composters out of the way because all they're doing is just continually breaking their own stuff. But I'm going to set up all these crops around here, get this all tidied up for them a little bit. So it's a little odd to be throwing all the beds in the armory here, but it's got a really good amount of space in here, so I think that'll be awesome. We can go ahead and see if we can get these guys to do some breeding. What do you think? What do you think, guy? You want to come out here and meet a friend, huh? Yeah, everybody gets bread. Let's all be happy because we're getting bread. And that means we're gonna get fed. Yes? Yes? Do I hear a young one? Yes! We did it! We did it! We should get another one. Look, more in love now. So here's my plan, you guys. We have our villagers finally breeding. We have children running amok, which is great, these little rascals. So we need to transport them soon enough over to our area so we can repurpose them into their new professions. But we cannot do that so easily at this stage. What it's going to take is either a lot of patience with a boat to transport each one over there, one by one, which could take a considerable amount of time, considering, like I said before, we need 10 of them. So an alternative to that would be, let's get some rails and minecart them over there. We could do that as well. And I think that's probably going to be our best choice. I think it's going to be our safest choice and probably the fastest for us at this stage in the game. If we were a little bit later, a little bit more secured with our development, we could possibly take them through the Nether. But that is extremely risky at this point. We don't have a Nether hub. We don't have any tunnels set up, any quick Nether highways, nothing like that. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and get on Jeffrey here, head back over home, and we're going to take a short leave of absence from our project here. Don't worry, we're going to come directly back, but we're at the stage where I'm going to have to get some iron. So we're going to do one of our famous 1-hour mining sessions, accumulate as much iron and resources as we can. Additionally, I'm hoping that we'll round out our last little bit of diamond. That way we can finally finish out our suit. So let's get in there, do our 1-hour mining session, get as much iron as we possibly can, make as many rails as we possibly can, and then we're going to slowly start trucking these guys over one by one all the way over there. So let me get to this and wish me luck. Just like last time, I'd really like to see your guys' guesses. What do you think we're going to come out of the mine with this time? You'll notice that I've got our pickaxe enchanted again. That's why at the beginning of the episode my level dropped there a little bit. It originally had just Unbreaking on the enchantment. I pulled the trigger on it. We got Fortune 2, so not too bad. It definitely is good to have some kind of fortune on there. It's a little bit unfortunate that I got lost in the Nether last episode for an hour. I can't believe, I swear we were right below our Nether portal. But aside from that, let's head down here, guys. What do you think the final tally is going to be? I'm thinking I'm going to go with 20 again. 20 diamonds. And I'm just going to go ahead and mine them straight up. There'll be no trying to silk touch, no saving them, nothing like that. I'm just going to hit them with this Fortune 2 and just see what we can get out of there. So what do you guys think? I'm going to go with 20 again. 20 would be sure that we finished off the vast majority of things that we need. But, man, 30 or 40 would sure be nice. So let me stow some of this stuff away real quick, get ready for our trip. I'm going to head down there. We'll do a quick little time lapse of our mining trip. That way we can finish out this episode with our real project, getting those farms done. So here we go, guys.
When I'm up through the night, I can't turn down the noise, tear all the worries out of my mind. About who I'm supposed to be, I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away, they were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart.
Alright, guys, as you can see, I'm out of stamina, I'm out of food besides golden apples. I've pushed my luck to the absolute most down here. Continually just keep uncovering more and more cave systems that just keep going on and on and on. But we've done it very, very well. So I'm going to go ahead and head back home and try to do it as safely as I possibly can. I'm sure I'll be fine. I've torched up the vast majority of this. Yeah, here we go. We're back on track now. So let me get back over there, and we'll clean up our inventory and see exactly what we got out of this trip. Alrighty, guys, here we are. I've got everything cleaned up, and boom, 35 diamonds that trip. Holy cow! I found 2 full 8 veins. Each one of those garnered about 11 or 12, I think, respectively. So that's over 20 right there just in 2 veins. It was incredible. We had so much luck. And then look at all this iron for our project, guys. Look at that. Over 2 stacks, almost 2.5 stacks. Managed to find plenty of lapis. We got some cool leather pants to throw into the collection. Heck, we even found some slime spawn down there in one part of it and got some slime balls out of it. So we... Oh, let's hurry up. A thunderstorm, let's hurry. Alright, we're gonna munch some apples. We're gonna throw some of this stuff in the chest really quickly. And then we're gonna get out there and see if we can find any skeleton horses. A spider jockey? That's not what I wanted. You're not what I'm looking for. Ah! This is so stupid. Oh no, guys, our shield broke. Oh wow, it's just turning night now. I thought it was already night. Alright, guys, what we're looking for is skeleton horses to spawn. Skeleton horses can spawn anywhere a lightning strike happens. I'm looking for 2 things right now. I'm looking for zombie villagers, and I'm looking for skeleton horses to spawn. In my past experience with skeleton horses spawning, they've always spawned really late in the evening, close to morning time. I've always had them do that to me. So let's keep our fingers crossed here and see if maybe we'll get lucky and get one to spawn near the end of the night here. Now, besides the skeleton horses that I'm so excited to try and find, another really cool thing about thunderstorms is that you have better luck fishing. So if you're a fisherman, then now would be the great time to get the rod out and go to town. But I unfortunately don't have a very good fishing rod made yet. I think I made 2 fishing rods and and both of them went to the fungus on the stick. That was really close, you guys. That was really, really close. Holy crap. Oh, is the storm over? I think that's it, guys. Yep, unfortunately, I think that's it. There's a lot of mobs up here. Whoa! Yeah, I was not kidding. I was not kidding. Holy cow. I've got everything in here smelting up. All of our iron is getting ready. Made ourselves a blast furnace a little earlier as well. That way we can just kind of expedite the process somewhat. I'll get the gold in there as soon as one of these smaller stacks of iron finish up. For right now, I'm going to go ahead. You'll notice, like I said, I'm completely out of food. So I really want to go up here, get the crops done, and get the animals done real quick. Get our food stores replenished. And then we'll head back down there, retrieve our iron, and we get to finally finish out our full set of diamond gear before we continue on with our project. Man, would you look at this, guys? This is a beautiful sight. Every one of these is full, ready to go. Let's see what the numbers we get out of this is. Oh yeah, that is not bad at all. As I jam out to mall, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of our stuff put away, and let's get our diamond armor made. Alright guys, let's finish this up finally. Let's drop our iron chest plate and our golden leggings there, and let's make our diamond chest plate and our diamond legs. Awesome. Slip those bad boys on. How good do we look? Ah yeah, we look great. Oh yeah guys, that is such a good feeling. Look at all those armor pieces down there above our health, filled all the way up. It feels so good. We're so well protected now. We can almost take a we can almost take an Enderman on. Yeah, you better get out of here. We can almost take a creeper blast though, right to the face, and we should be still fine. But as the durability on some of these starts to wane, it definitely reminds me we got to get our project back on track. So let me store these back in here, and it's time to continue on and start wrapping this stuff up. It looks like I'm going to have to go out and utilize our new diamond axe to a little bit here. I'm running low on wood stores, so let me go get this done, and I'm going to make a truckload of rails and start the process of making our way over to the village. Alright, we have arrived. Everything is golden. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to trap one of these guys inside of a boat. And then I'm going to go over there and try to get them transitioned from the boat into a minecart. Once in a minecart, we can go ahead and move them all the way back over there. So let's see what we can do here. I want to grab one of these farmers. Oh, not both of you. So we have two very eager candidates to go home with us. I was moving our farmer friend over here, and then this guy decided to just wander over while I was building this little enclosure and just jumped in the minecart. So, oh, okay, cool. That'll make it nice and easy. We can get one of them moved over real quick, and then this guy is just sitting here waiting for the next time we make a run. So. What I've done is beforehand I made a minecart with a furnace. This is very underutilized. Not a lot of people even know this thing even exists, but it does. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and try to squeeze this guy out of the way. Can I get the minecart past him? Get in that boat. Get in that boat. Yeah. Alright. So minecart with a furnace. Set it behind this guy. Get your coal out. Click on it with the coal. Oh, no. Oh. There we go. We're back on track, literally. That was silly. Come on. Hey. Yeah. All right, nice. You get in there. I'll do that. We'll do this. This time, I'll remember to put the rail back. And we're off. Woohoo! See if we can catch a glimpse of it yet. Here it comes. Watch out, sheep. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Afternoon, folks. I appreciate you stopping by. All right, perfect. Yes. Alright, now the other guy needs to go ahead and try to grab him a job. Is he stuck on the rail? I think he was stuck on the rail. Go ahead. Head on in. Yeah. Yes. Hoorah. For now, I want to actually see if I can get these guys to breed. Since they're here and they're both got their jobs locked in and everything, I'm going to go ahead and leave this gate open and try to lure them across with some veggies. So let me go grab some extra veggies I've got stored up here. Alright, we've got plenty of carrots. Let's see if we can get these guys to breed. We need a third farmer. Yes! Alright. Woohoo! Nice. That's awesome. So starts the process. But, like I said, I want to go get a couple more. So let's run over here real quick. I'm going to grab 2 more villagers and bring them over here as well. I love watching these guys just zip off into the distance. Goodbye. Oh, he's walking up. I think we're eventually going to do like a little minecart station over here or something. I think that'd be kind of cool. That way we can make quick runs back and forth between our village and our community, our ever-growing community. So we have got a lot of friends over here now. Now it's just a process of continually getting all these crops built up, lots of veggies, lots of bread put out, as much food as we possibly can. And then I'm going to actually go back over to the village and take a bunch of those beds and bring them over here temporarily, because that area is not loaded chunks that we're in, and these are chunks that we're currently working in. So we'll have much better results if, obviously, the chunks are loaded in. So I'm going to go gather up those beds real quick and bring them over here. Yeah. That'll get this jump started a little bit, I think. So we have our, our 5 so far? We brought 4 over. We should have 1 baby. Oh. Oh, man. That's okay. That's okay. Once we get everything a little bit more situated, we'll go ahead and then readjust that, you little booger. For now, I'm going to let them free roam through here. If this were a creative build, I mean, we could obviously just position our villagers in here, not a problem, but it's going to take just a little bit of time, so I'm going to go ahead and allow them all to breed as much as they can. I'm going to keep up with these crops, and as soon as we get 3 more adults, I'm going to go ahead and start positioning those inside of here. They'll stand just inside of that block behind the minecart there, and they'll be the ones that these farmers are throwing food to. And whenever they throw the food to them, it will land in this instead. So all we have to do is just build a short little minecart track up to the top, drop them in. Should be nice and simple. Alright, let me get these guys to breeding. I'm gonna continue to help them out here, picking crops for them and such, and get right back with you guys. We're real close, guys. 3 more, and that is our goal. We are not far away from our goal already. And then we can finally wrap this project up to completion. I don't think we'll get to necessarily fully decorating the entire thing, which you can't really decorate too much, just for the fact that everything, like I said, has to be a non-spawnable location or non-spawnable block. And so if you start adding a bunch of decorations and stuff, you have to be very careful about what you add and where you add it. Otherwise, it could very well start to mess with the mechanics of this farm in general. Well, after troubleshooting all my problems here, I finally resolved everything. I've got everybody in position, so we've got villagers in each one of their cells. All the farmers are good to go. I've made sure and rotated all their trades to something that I would actually prefer. So I've got a little bit of everything. I think I've got carrots, potatoes, beetroot, and wheat. We don't have anybody that sells or buys pumpkins or melons yet, but I think that might be a 2nd or 3rd tier trade. I'm not 100% sure on that, so we're just going to have to see. But you'll see we've got iron golems spawning, but they're unfortunately spawning in the wrong locations. So the final part of our build here is going to involve getting the iron farm operational. It's going to make it to where the iron golems are only spawning inside of this pool here. So step 1 I want to go ahead and wait until nighttime. I need 4 villagers to be inside of this area here. And then we are going to go ahead and box them in. And they are going to be our test subjects for our zombie to scare, which will entice the golems to spawn in our pool. So we've got some time. It's about half day now. So I'm going to go ahead and break all of our beds and dispatch of our friend here safely. Just be very careful about that. And we'll get everything ready for the nighttime trip. I'm also going to go ahead and get some rails. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use on this side. I'm going to break this open and build a small platform up to the top where we can rail a zombie up there. So we also need to go over here and get our name tag and throw a name on there. Randall. Yeah. Randall's going to be our zombie. All right. I think we've got Randall's ramp already here, and it's getting pretty close to nighttime. So I'm going to get down here, and I'm going to set up a little path. It's easy to get mobs and entities into mine carts if you've got like a flat area, so I think that'll be sufficient enough for that. And I don't know if I have another minecart over here in the old chest. Yes, I do. This thing is just a catch-all right now. It is terrible. I've really got to get this thing organized soon. Oh, God. Oh, not the skeleton. We don't want the skeleton in the cart. Get out of there. We gotta eat. And then I'm gonna push them in. Here we go. Ah! Get up there. Oh, man. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. Now get in. Alright, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to box Randall in here just a little bit more. He's having trouble squeezing his fat butt in there. Oh, no. We messed up. Ah. Gotta go for round 2. Yes, yes, yes. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Yes! He looks like he's pretty well positioned this time. He looks like he fell directly in. I am really hoping that we can get him in there and just get it done and over with. Oh, no. Yes! Woo! Thank goodness. Let's throw a name tag on him. Randall. All right, my man. Your job for the rest of time is to scare the crap out of these guys. Good luck. Final step. Everything that is a grass block now needs to either be a path block or a non-spawnable location. So, in order to make this nice and simple, we're just going to make these all path blocks. Everywhere that you see grass, and in the future, we'll come back and give this place a little bit more decoration and continue to flesh it out some after we've accumulated our mega stockpiles of riches. Well, now that we've gotten rid of our last iron golem, we should start to see them only spawn in this pool. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of that happen. There he is. Goodbye. Sorry, you Bernie. Whoa. Ah. See, this is why I'm glad we did this, guys. I'm glad we did this. So, I forgot to lay half slabs up there. Okay, I'm back to fix our problem here. 1, 2, 3. And we'll come over here. 4, 5. Let's make sure to reaffirm that we've done everything correctly again. Hopefully that was it. Yes, perfect. Alright, now that should be done. And as I was saying before, I apologize about getting distracted there, but I wanted to remedy that. And I'm kind of glad it happened on camera so I could show you guys where I made a mistake too. So, the carrots, yes, they are working. He is throwing them over to him. Just, it's a slow trickle farm is what I like to call this thing. It's just a very slow trickle farm. But for an individual playthrough, unless you're running a large server or you're playing with a bunch of friends, I just don't really see the point in making these mega huge farms unless you're just bored and want to challenge yourself. If that's the case, then by all means do it. But guys, this this is plenty of crops for us to go on. And the nice thing about this, well, I say nice thing, but it depends on what your meaning of nice is, I guess. The nice thing about this one over here is that this guy won't necessarily do just wheat. He'll do loaves of bread. So he collects the wheat and then throws the bread over to this guy because this guy can't eat wheat. So the farmer makes it into bread for him and then chunks it over to him. So he'll be throwing him bread loaves. Yeah, you really can't beat that, guys. We've been here for maybe 5 minutes. It's already 30 pieces of iron right there, not including the fact that I forgot to mention it's also a poppy farm. So the way I like to do it is that I like to put some kind of automatic composting device nearby, and you can continually compost your poppies after you go and retrieve your iron from your iron farm, and now you have a bone meal farm as well. Or if you just have a passion for planting poppies, you have as many as you'll ever need, I'm sure. So let's get to wrapping up this episode today, guys. I think we did absolutely great. Managed to accomplish everything we wanted to. Thanks to Avomance and his incredible design, we now have a carrot farm, a potato farm, a wheat farm, which also makes us some bread on the side, and we can go ahead and hand till our wheat farm at any point in time if we just want the wheat or the seeds. We have an iron farm, not to mention the fact that we have those free poppies I told you about as well. So we have a bone meal farm. This thing is insane. And my favorite part about it is that most beginners can do this with ease. You'll notice there's not one single piece of redstone in the entire build. It's just fantastic. It's a slow trickle farm, like I said, is what I like to call it. We're just going to get tons of crops, tons of iron while we sit here and work on everything else around our base, which is just a really, really great feeling. And now we've got a quick way to get back and forth to our village. This is good, guys. This is good. We're really starting to develop our area. It's feeling a lot more fleshed out now. And in the next episode, I can assure you, we've got plenty more things to do. I think we're going to give it back over to the ravine there and start working on that. We haven't really done too much there since our first couple episodes, and I think we need to delve back in there. Now, our very last thing before we get out of here today, guys, is we've got 37 levels. 37. And if you recall, we've also got our bright, shiny new diamond gear. So I want to wrap up this episode with our journal entry and getting the last couple of enchantments on this gear and just seeing if we get getting a little luck before we get out of here. So it takes 3 enchantment levels for every level 30 enchantment. So we won't be able to do all 5 of the pieces of gear that we currently have that need to be enchanted, but we can cycle through here and see exactly what we got. I hate thorns, guys. It's not going to happen. Silk Touch. That's very interesting. We do have our Silk Touch book in the chest, but to have it enchanted already could be beneficial. Do we want Silk Touch on our pick, or do we want to try and push our luck for these leggings? I think I'm going to go with the Silk Touch, guys. Ooh, yes, sir. I'm going to go ahead and do the axe. That'll work. That'll be just fine. Fortune on an axe. A little bit awkward, but it's fine. Let's see what we got. Man, I'm just not getting any luck. Well, you know, we did have Fire Protection 3 on that last level 30 enchantment for our leggings, so let's go ahead and do that. Whatever. Why not? What do we got coming up for our... You know, I think I'm just cursed. Boy, oh boy, did we get a lot of stuff done today. I am super impressed with our progress, and I just cannot wait to see how much more this world is going to continue to grow and develop. We're coming along very, very nicely, guys. Now we've got great food stores, plenty of iron. All of our stuff is diamond. We almost have a full suit of diamond enchanted gear. We got 1 piece left to go if we could just not get thorns anymore. But thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by, watching with me, hanging out as usual. If you like what you see, please drop me a like, share, subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.